presentation starts with a slide called Get a Life. What does that mean? What I've seen is, as a freelancer, many people start small and then they grow up, they get a lot of work, and in the run, they also lose life. So I thought I'll perhaps share as to how I conquered that, how I went about doing things like that, how I got my life back. Now as a freelancer, that man looks like a god, doing multiple things at the same time, trying to run for time and work, and a lot of things to figure out as well. What do you think? If I ask a question from the audience, what do you say, by the way? What do you say?
My skills.
Perhaps yes? You tell your skills, is it?
Time.
Time, exactly. That's what I was looking for. Time. That's all we are selling. We sell time to people who don't have time. That is what we sell. And how do we do that efficiently is the question here. So one way to do that is to optimize yourself. Now, these are some of the challenges I suppose all of you have, right, as freelancers. Starting off with managing your resources. Now, what do you mean by resources? Hardware, software, even humanware. Let's see how do we manage each one of those. Right? To start with hardware. Some of these points you may already know. But then we do a lot of iterations of the same thing. It might be changing a logo, it might be updating our website with some one-liner code to see the how it looks, or it may be animation, maybe changing one frame at a time, something like that. Now each one of these steps requires CPU time or computer time. You just need to do some favor to your computer, make it run faster. That way you save time. How do you do that? Well, a lot of people think, okay, I need a new processor, new computer, do everything. Well, not really. One thing you can do is more RAM, throw more RAM. Right? And also nowadays the solid state hard disks are pretty cheap these days. You can get about 250 hard disks for about 15,000 something. Get one, that will give you amazing speed to your computer, amazing speed. Same processor, amazing speed. The first thing I do when I get a new hard disk is to break it into at least two pieces, C and D. Now remember, operating system puts everything on C drive and it crashes, still crashes. When it crashes, it sort of generally take away the entire desktop and the system folder and whatnot. So don't put anything on C drive. Push everything, your files into the D drive. I generally keep C drive for my operating system and application files, and I keep D to store everything I work on. And also I'm a strong believer of folders. I have a folder for projects where I have folders maybe organized according to the date. Maybe I generally use a month, year and month, so that when I click sort, I can see all the years and the months sorted properly. Next one is, how do you optimize your tool chain? What do you mean by tool chain? Now this is mostly for developers. Developers, we use lots of tools. Generally we start off with one programming language, but it may be Java, it may be a C#, it may be a PHP. A lot of people use PHP. And then after a while you collect some library functions, how to do pagination, how to handle user verification, things like that, how to use an AJAX function. Then you realize, my gosh, this is crazy, there has to be an easier way to do that. So you work on frameworks. You manage your tool chain, your software, your hard disk and everything else. How do you manage your life? Right? Now to do that, there are a lot of things again you can do. Freelance after 1 year. What can you do about it? Well, a couple of things you can do about it as well. To start off with, there is this thing called Pomodoro technique. What does that mean? Now when we usually sit in front of a computer to do some work, we would like to go on and on and on and on until we finish that. Right? What this technique says is that don't do it. Concentrate only for 25 minutes. concentrate. That means you need to stop the distractions. Don't get any Facebook updates or your phone to ring. Turn off your phone. Keep your Facebook tab. Stop everything. Just concentrate on your work. And for people who do development, software development, you may have already heard this, Agile, Scrum and Kanban and various things. Beautiful technique. You can apply to anything you do. It shows you figure out, just like the Pomodoro, what do you need to do? What are the features in this case the customer is wanting? And then how do you bring work-life balance into it? We all talk about bringing work-life balance to it, right? So by looking at these techniques, by looking at the way we organize our hard disk, the software, the computer, and your life, I hope you can get your life back. And these techniques, I hope, will be helpful in improving your efficiency as a coder, as a designer, as a freelancer. Thank you.